right, so today we are going to be putting together the tofflemire retainer with matrix band. So to get started, the tofflemire retainer actually consists of a couple different components. So first off, we have our outer knob, then we have our inner knob, then we have our outer slot, then we have our diagonal slot, then of course in the middle here we have our spinal pin. So the spinal pin helps hold the band in place once we get it to that point. So the first thing we want to do when putting this together is we want to look at our matrix band and we want to do a smile up. See how if you turn it the other way, we get a frown. So smile up, and then what you want to do is you want to gently take it in half. Notice I didn't say fold. You don't want to bend it, okay? You want to take it in half and you essentially want to pinch it off. Don't bend or crease it. That'll definitely set you behind as far as what we're trying to do here. So then with our our tofflemire retainer, we want to make sure that this is open. Then we're going to, remember, smile. A lot of people, what they do is they do the smile, then they flip and reverse it, okay? That's where people typically get in trouble. So keeping our smile intact, we're going to feed this into the outer slot, then through the diagonal slot. We're gonna drop it down, make sure nothing's holding us up. Our pin there was holding us up a little bit. Then as you notice, when I put this through, see how we're trying to keep that flush, okay? So it just pops out, says hello. That's where you wanna stop. So now that it's flush and we have it loaded, now we can move this to the right or to the left, depending on which quadrant we're working out of. So the first thing you want to remember is we made it all these steps, now right or left. So basically if you get to this point, you have a 50-50 chance of getting this right. So, and another thing to think about is when you load this, upper right, lower left, those quadrants actually set up the same, then upper left, lower right set up the same. So that's why I'm saying that once you get to this point, you have a 50-50 chance of getting this right. So let's say that we want to set this up for upper right. So we want to always make sure that we're keeping the tofflemire retainer on the buccal side, the cheek side of the tooth. So in this case, upper right, we're going to just move our matrix band, make sure it's still flush, then we're going to tighten like so. All right, so now that this is tightened, this still doesn't look very round like it's gonna fit over a tooth. So what we wanna do now is you can actually take the butt end of the mirror and we're just gonna go ahead and kind of give this some shape. If you're into, wrapping presents at Christmas time, a lot of people, they take the ribbon and they put the scissors on it. That's essentially what that's like. Just put your fingers on there and then you're gonna work that out, and then that's gonna make it a little more round to fit over that tooth. So another way to double check yourself is you can see that when you have the matrix band, one side is bigger and one side is smaller. So you wanna think about the bigger side, obviously, is going to be around the crown portion of the tooth, and then the smaller side as we get down towards the root surface. So we are set up for upper right, lower left. Remember, keep in mind that the tofflemire retainer is on the buccal. Then, no big deal. We didn't set it up correctly, so we're just gonna flip it to the other side, okay? This kind of came out a little bit on us. See, and then this is what I was talking about as far as once you get these bends in there, it makes it a little bit difficult to work with, but we got ours to work. So now we're just going to move that to the other side. Okay, make sure that's flush again. Good. All right, then I'm gonna take our handy dandy tool here, give that some shape. Perfect. Now, keep in mind, The outer knob is controlling that spinal pin. So that's actually what's tightening that. And it's tightening our matrix band to stay in place. Our inner knob is actually controlling the size. So it's making our ring bigger or smaller. So I hope this helps. Please feel free to follow us on YouTube and TikTok at Cornerstone Dental Assistant Academy. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop us a message. Make sure you subscribe and keep an eye out for our future dental training videos.